So I think we all can agree that Friday the 13th, the game, has no longer a scare effect on any of us anymore. When we play the game, it's just kind of casual play at this point. You don't really get that, oh my god, or the heart racing moment that we once had when the game released. Oh, shoot.
Yeah, you
Fuck
don't have time to do that. Oh.
No!
You're stuck.
You fucking suck! You fucking suck! Wow! Last fucking game too! You know what? I think I broke my controller. But why is that? Why, after only so many months of the game releasing, has its potential of being scary fade away so fast? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think I know the answer to that question. I'm going to explain every detail that I want this game to change to make this game all the much more scary experience that it once had on the day of its launch. Now, I'm not running off a script, so if you're expecting professional commentary, you're not getting it here! But what I will tell you is you're getting my ideas and my opinions on this game as far as potential goes. With, horror! Okay, anyway, alright. So let's start with my number one reason why I feel like this game has completely lost all of its horror aspects ever so fastly. And the number one reason why I believe that this is the case is because of the killer mechanics. I mean, Jason really doesn't stand as a threat when he's just chasing you. The only thing that actually stands as a threat is when he's shifting.
Are we dancing?
I mean,
Are we dancing? Are we
wow,
dancing?
Jason's
Are we
invisible,
dancing? Oh,
going
shit.
around the place. I like to go around in circles, and then boom, he's right there. What a
Jason's
surprise.
Shifting, he's shifting.
That's not fun at all. I don't like being chased by something that's invisible, and Jason isn't invisible.
Can we all
He's
just like take a moment?
sure, the shift thing could kind of justify him getting a distance to a consular, but it should not be used as a tool to kill somebody. I believe there are other methods. I mean, we could take a look at the remake of Friday the 13th where Jason could actually sprint, but I mean, how weird would that be? How would that come into play in the game? There's a lot going here, and I don't think it's a simple change, but shift should not be a tool to kill. Shift is far too overpowered. It's stupid. The concept of it needs to be altered. That's all I have to say. Shift needs to be altered in a way where it cannot be used as a tool to kill, but as more of a support of help, like Jason to get his consulars. To think outside the box rather than, hang on, let me just go around in circles and then shift grab. No, I want that to be a thing in the past, because running away from an invisible circling around force that's going around you hoping to shift grab you, it's not scary. It's not scary. I don't find it scary at all. It's pretty dang stupid. I don't like the idea of it. I wanted to see go. Goodbye bye. Alright. The second reason why I believe this game has lost all of its potential to be scary, it's the consulars. The consulars completely ruin the immersive effect of Friday the 13th. I mean, some of the lines are just laughable. Like, you like that, asshole? Every time, just dirty thoughts run through people's minds, even myself included. It's just like, come on, couldn't you have chosen better lines than, you like that, asshole? Come and get me. Like, come on. I would like to see more interactive dialogue with this current situation that's going on in Friday the 13th. Like, the constants don't seem to know who each other are. It's like they see a person, it's like, oh my god, is that a dead body? You're all at Camp Crystal Lake. You're friends, right? Like, you should know who that person on the ground is. Like, Vanessa, oh my god, is that Kenny? I want to see that type of aspect. As well as the fact that there's like maybe 7 Chads running around. Come on! I would love to see at least some type of game mode where it's like Rainbow Six Siege, where only one person could play as a specific consular. Well, Rainbow Six Siege, you call them operators, not consulars. But in Friday the 13th, in this situation, one person is a consular, and that's it. You must go choose from another selection of consulars. That's a great idea. Why should there be multiple Vanessas running around? I mean, it doesn't make sense. All the consulars have their balances, but I think that balance is broken when you have duplicates. And that is the reason why Jason is underpowered against some of these consulars, because there's teams of them, there's hordes of them. If you have a game of Vanessas that is equally as skilled as players like me, you're not catching them. It's impossible. It's not scary. The third reason why I believe the game is not as scary as it could be, and I think this is quite controversial as far as the player base goes, because people are mostly casuals on the game. There are a lot of casual players on the game. There isn't a lot of pros, there isn't a lot of no-lifes on that game that play that game non-stop. It seems to be a lot of casual people that seem to be starting off just now. People who recently bought the game or barely played it at all, or maybe they're just now playing it after so many months of launch. I'm seeing a lot of low-level people at this current state of the game. It's kind of weird, but Jason is underpowered. Jason simply can't do enough. He is very limited to what he can do. He literally has a few options at hand. I mean, sure, the throwing knives somewhat help, but if you're going against a lot of people, the throwing knives really don't help. You can't climb through windows. The only thing you can do is break them, but even if you break them, the consuls have the option to smack you as soon as you do. You can only break down doors, you can raise through doors, but guess what? There's a consular on the other side, right, to smack you. They could fix this by adding more to Jason as far as mobility. Him being able to climb through windows, following consulars, as well as using stock and sitting by a window, and a consular who is sitting there ready to use it as an option to escape. Jason can come in and grab them and then pull them out and do an execution from there. That would be absolutely amazing, especially if you knock Jason down on the ground. You shouldn't be able just to go right on top of Jason and start dancing. No, the movie would completely be ruined if that was the case. I would like to see Jason also be able to grab consuls on the ground and do an execution from there. It's just all the much more reason to stay away from Jason. Alright, this one is a very weird one. I am actually surprised to see myself talking about this, but who wants a daytime map? Who would like to see Friday the 13th map take place in daytime? I do! I want to see a map take place in daytime. Why does it always have to be night? Friday the 13th could be just as scary in daytime as nighttime. I mean, it would be nice to add that little mixture to the game. The rain definitely helps. The rain really helps. But as far as the time of the day goes, maybe dawn? Why does it have to be midnight all the time? Wow. The game would be much more... It would have a lot more to add to it if you had daytime. It wouldn't be the same repetitive game. It wouldn't always be dark. Daytime would completely change things up. It just being in broad daylight. I would love to see that. Alright, I kind of lost count at this point because I'm stupid. This is a major one. This is a major one. This is a major one. Yes, major. This is probably the biggest one I'm going to mention here on the list. But I believe Jason should have stock at the start of the game. But hang on, let me backtrack to the movies. When you're watching the movies, it's a whole group of consulars. It's a whole group of people that have no idea what's going on. I mean, they heard of Jason if you go past part 1. They all know who Jason is. But at that point to them, he's kind of like a legend. But it's throughout the movie, right? Jason picks off consulars one by one. He kills them all, literally, stealthily, and silently. And then until it comes to the final few people, or maybe final person, then the chase scene begins. Why don't we see that here on Friday the 13th, the game? That would be amazing. I don't like being chased by Jason every game. It's just You can only be chased for so long. You could only keep your audience at the edge of their seats for so long. Like, oh my god, Jason's gonna get me! Ah! How long can you keep an audience at the edge of their seats? This would be a great opportunity for them to change up stock a little bit to where it's at the start of the game. Nobody knows where Jason is. Nobody knows. But it all comes down to the surprise, like, oh shit, that's Jason. Oh my god, you're dead. And guess who only knows? The people around you. Nobody knows until you died when your body is found. The fact that you have this GPS tracker on every person is also a bit of an immersive breaker. But I'm gonna get into that on the next point. Dead bodies. Oh my god. On a leaderboard, you already know they're dead. Why is it such a shock when you find them on the ground like, oh my god, is that a raccoon? No, it's a person. If somebody discovers their body, then you know they're dead. Till then, you can only assume that everybody's alive. You don't know where anybody is on the map, unless they have a radio. Like, why should everybody have a GPS tracker? Oh my god, I could pinpoint whoever you are. I could pinpoint wherever you are. Wow, 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 wow. I thought we were supposed to be in the forest where we don't know where each other's at. That's where communication would be a lot more important in this game. Communication just kind of lacks in this game, and that's because you're given the tools already. It's completely stupid. Alright, let's take a step back and go back to Jason, where he is kind of needs some rework done to him. But as far as gameplay goes, I don't like the fact that Jason could pinpoint wherever anybody is. Well, I mean, sure, there's their fear level, but you can't really control that. There's sorts of situations that it completely leads out of your hand. It seems like Jason knows where you're at no matter what. Even if you have 10 out of 10 in composure, doesn't really help. Doesn't really help. That's why Jenny Myers is just as useless as she is. Of course, this depends on composure level, which could help. Depending on your composure level, let's say you're playing as Chad, whose composure level is 1. But yet he's a pain in the ass because he can kick anybody's ass, right? I would like to see the lower the composure level, the more that Jason's able to pinpoint you, depending on your fear level. But if you're playing as somebody as Jenny Myers, when her fear level's up, there's this huge area of just red fog that just gives you the general location of where Jenny is at, and you'll have to hunt down the area and track her down that way, instead of being like, oh, there she is, I found her, kill her. No. Chase scenes would be a lot more intense if Jason wasn't able to pinpoint exactly where your location was. A good example would be this little cornfield. I forget what it's called, I don't remember the term for it, but this cornfield, right? There's a lot of bushes, or whatever you want to call it. The bush field! We'll refer to it as the bush field. Fortnite terminology here. So there's a lot of bushes. Let's say you hide in there to get away from Jason and regain some stamina. You're all out. It's that crazy intense situation. Just like the movies, Jason is around and about looking for you. You can hear his footsteps. The music is going crazy. And your heart is racing because you're like, oh my god, I hope he doesn't see me. I hope he doesn't see me. I hope he doesn't see me. It would be a lot more fun. I could just see this happening and unfolding to me. And this is why I'm smiling, because this is the future I want to see for this game. That those very intense chase scenes, right, would be absolutely worth my $40, but right now I'm not seeing my $40 being worth it.